So roughly about a month ago, we decided to talk to our agents and ask them to talk to the sellers and reduce prices on listings to incentivize more offers, to sell properties quicker. And a few of our agents just reached out and just like, we spoke with sellers, now we're debating how much we drop. And I thought, I'm gonna make a video because here's a couple of things that I shared. By the way, if you don't know who I am, my name is Oleg. I got licensed as a real estate agent in 2017, quickly grew my business to selling over 130 houses in 2021. It took me only 4 years. And today, 4 years later, we're on track to sell 750 houses in 2025. If you think about as a buyer, always think as a buyer if you're dropping the price. And if you're the buyer looking for condo up to 250,000, you're probably maybe, setting a search, filters, 2-bedroom, maybe 3-bedroom, maybe 1 or 2-bedroom, depends on what market you're in. You're setting filters. And one of the most important filters, of course, is going to be the price. So if you're looking for something up to 250,000, you're probably going to put a little bit of more buffer, maybe 260, maybe 270. But that's going to be like $20,000 tops. You probably not going to go all the way up to 300,000. So now you have increments, 10, 20. 10, 20,000. Now, if you're looking for something at the 500,000 range, you're looking for something up to maybe 550. So again, 10%, 50,000 up to 50,000, more than 500. So maybe 525, maybe 5%. And so if you're looking for $1 million, you're probably going to be at 1.2, maybe. Here's we got 20%. And so it depends on what price range that property falls into. So typically you will see that the price drops are going to be between 5% and 10%. And my suggestion would always be start with 5% first. Also, it depends what kind of activity you're getting. Maybe you're getting lots of showing, you just haven't got an offer, you got already 20 showings, maybe you just got to wait a little bit. If you're getting, let's say 6 showings, it's been 4 weeks, you probably have to drop. If you've had only 1 showing and it's been 3 weeks, for sure you got to drop. And if you had no showings, I'm like, you had to drop yesterday, And so it depends on how much traction you had, the more towards aggressiveness you have to be. So like if we are between 5 and 10%, 250,000, 5% is going to be 12 grand. So 12 grand would be a suggestion here. 500,000, 5% would be 25,000. On a $1 million property, 5% would be 50,000. Because if you're gonna drop 10,000 on a $1 million deal, who cares? Like, it's not gonna change anything. $1 million property, whether it's $1,020,000, $1,030,000, $1,040,000, no difference. Payment's not gonna make a difference. The filter, you're gonna hit the filter anyway. Buyers are gonna see the listing. The change of 10,000 on a $1 million property is not gonna do anything. The same thing with 5,000 drop on the $500,000 listing is not going to do anything as well. So it's roughly between 5 and 10%. It also is depending on the activity that you're getting and the price range. You have to. It's not just like just drop 5 or 10%. You just have to also look at what kind of competition are you having right now in the market. What price range are we in? How many more listings are like that? How many showings are we getting? Is there maybe some coming soons around the block? It depends. It's gonna dictate your aggressiveness or softness. I'm not in a big favor of dropping a little by little, and then just slowly going down. Just waste of time. It's not happening anything. If you were to drop 20,000 or 4 times 5,000. Just do it 20,000 because it's going to incentivize more. It's going to motivate people that already been there. You should communicate that to your sellers as well. It's going to motivate people that already been there. And it's going to motivate people that are fresh, are going to start seeing our listings for the first time. And that might bring an offer from those who already been, booked a showing. And it's going to bring new people that are going to probably write offers. We can drop the price 20,000 and we can get multiple offers. Here's the objection you're going to get from the seller. Well, the properties are for sale. Why don't they just write an offer and see what happens? I'm ready to negotiate. Yeah, but the buyers don't know that. And that's how you need to communicate that to the sellers. Like to the seller, that a lot of buyers, they don't know what each seller is willing to communicate Only you know that. And so by showing our motivation here with a price reduction, we're going to motivate everybody who's been in our house, in our listing, and we're going to incentivize more people to come and book showings. And those who already been there and are sort of interested are going to know, and their agents are going to tell them that there's going to be more competition coming, and it's going to motivate them to write offers. So hopefully that's helpful. If you have any questions, let me know.